Vlogmas Day 8, December 8th. How you doing? This is going to be another combo video for December 7th and December 8th because not much happened on December 7th. So I figured I'd check in, give a little update. I recorded max maybe a minute worth of clips yesterday. My husband took a mental health day and we just spent the whole day together playing video games. So it was a great day. Still got progress done. I just didn't do much else but sit in one spot and play video games, so I didn't have much to record. But here's the clips from yesterday.
Still site has been really good for you.
So, starting day 8, I figured go over, because I haven't talked in one of these videos in like a few days, so I figured I'd just go over what I've been able to accomplish and talk about what we're going to do today and talk about our plans going forward because it's December 8th and that means Christmas is like so close. So close. It's like 2 weeks away. But I'm starting to feel the pressure of all the projects. But at the same time, I see the end of all the projects. So let's just talk about it. So on the 6th, we're going back 2 days now. I managed to finish the ribbing on my design. Oh, sorry, I shook the camera. I finished 4.5. Originally, I said I was going to do 4. I decided to change my mind. I like a longer folded brim on a hat. I just prefer it to be a bit longer. I feel like 2 inches is just really short, but 2.5 is okay. Anyway, so I finished this 1x1 rib for 4.5 inches, and then I just knit one round all the way around with the change needles. These are size US 8. So now this is ready for my colorwork chart, which is great. I'm not going to work on this again until after all the Christmas gifts are done, but now it's ready to go into that stage on the project, which is perfect. In other news, sad news, my stitch marker, my progress keeper that marked my beginning around, fucking broke. So I need to glue that back on. But yeah, this is done. And that is just sitting, waiting for me to work on it again. Side note, I'm wearing my mic for the first time, and I test recorded and it sounded okay, but if it doesn't sound okay, I'm so sorry. So with that being done, I managed to cast on for the last Christmas gift I needed to cast on, which is a hat. This is the 2x2 hat by Annie something. I don't have much progress done. I literally just cast it on and knit like 2-3 rows maybe. Just enough to get the pattern established, and so I can just pick it up and knit whenever I want. Because I find that's best for me with ribbing. So this is started, and yeah, I'm using Vanna Choice, Lion Brand Vanna's Choice in the color navy. And yeah, that's it. This is just a 2x2 ribbed hat. I will just pick up and knit on it when I need a break from crocheting on these blankets. As far as blankets go, I was working on, I think it was the 6th, I was working on this blanket quite a bit, but then I ran out of this yarn, this hot pink color, So I was supposed to go yesterday on the 7th and get more yarn, but we weren't able to. And I don't think we're going to be able to today either. I have the yarn. It's just in storage, so I have to go get it. With that being said, this has been put on hold. Clearly, a mid-square. But I was able to get 3 other squares done on the 6th. They need their ends woven in, but crocheted up 3 of those squares, which is fantastic. Used up 2 skeins of yarn, broke into this one, and then, yeah. So that's got good progress. I'm 3.5 squares into the next column on that, so that's close to being 50% of the way done. So excited to work on that, but I can't do anything until I go get the yarn, so it's been on hold. Yesterday, well, after that, I'm moving too fast. After I ran out of yarn for this, I moved on to this project. And I made a green square for the 3rd blanket project I'm doing. This one's a little bit different. So the blanket for my husband is 10 rounds in the granny square. The pink one is 9 rounds, and this one is 8. And that is because I had 2 specific green skeins of yarn that I wanted to use up in this project. And I didn't think they would go all the way for multiple 9 round squares. And I was right. So I did 8 rounds. And I did this really pretty dark green color. And this really pretty sage green color. With a cream complementary color. So when I picked this up on the 6th, I already had one of each of these done. And then I went ahead and made another one. So then this is what I was sitting with. And then on the 7th, this is all I worked on. Yeah. So I made, no, on the 6th? Jesus, now I'm losing place. I think on the 6th I actually did finish the green skein off. So I finished all of these squares for a total of 4 of the dark green squares. Again, they need their ends woven in, but that's not something I'm worried about yet. And then I believe yesterday I went ahead and made these and managed to squeak out the rest of the sage green squares, which is perfect. I'm so wrong. I'm so wrong. Because I remember now editing the day 6 video, and I finished with 6 squares. So I had the 4 dark green squares done, and I had 2 of these done. Which means yesterday, Vlogmas is so confusing. I finished 2 of these to finish out 8 squares, and then I started in on the pink. So originally I was hoping this would be an all green blanket, but I just don't have enough of the green yarn. It only lasted 4 squares for each color. I have a 3rd green skein that I wanted to use, but I don't really like the combo that it makes. It's like one of those like specific green colors. So instead, I'm going to a variegated pink to complete the other 12 squares I need for this blanket. So I managed to make 2 squares yesterday. This one and this one, very different, but I love them both. They're so pretty. I'm using there's no tag on this one, but a Big Twist ombre, Big Twist value ombre skein. I have plenty of these. So my plan, as it stands with this being a thing now, is I'm going to make, because I need a total of 20 squares. So I have 8 in the green, so I need 12 in the pink. And then I'm thinking I'm going to do rows. So pink, greens, pink, greens, pink. Because it's a 5x4. And then I'm also contemplating now, because the squares are turning out like this, just like finishing up as many squares, like finishing the 12 squares of pink, and then getting a layout of the pink, green, pink, green, pink, but also dark, light, dark, light. So like these would be stacked together, and these would be stacked together. Like, I think that would look really cute. At least it does in my head, so I have to continue making squares and try to piece it together, which I'm excited to do. So this project now has 10 squares, so we're halfway through the squares on this blanket. I know I have a lot of ends to weave in, which I'm not enthusiastic about, but I can do that periodically now once I finish the rest of the 12 squares, and then pick out a column, weave in all those ends, crochet them together, weave in all the ends, crochet them together, and just work 5 squares at a time to get them all connected and done. So that's this. Yeah, that's what I did yesterday. And then while we were playing video games, and then at the very end of the night, I don't think I got any clips of it. I was feeling a little overwhelmed, you know, when you pour your battery into helping somebody feel better, and then you feel drained. That happens all the time for me and my husband, honestly. When we take care of each other, we both need time to be like, hang on, I've got a refill. So last night I just completely tuned out. He was sleeping, it was dark, and I figured, you know what, I need to just zone out and just be. So I put on some funny YouTube videos, and I pulled out his sock. He was sleeping, so he doesn't even know. And I put a good 20 rounds, I think, on this. I didn't update my stitch markers yet, but this is how much I got done. The toe ending where my finger is. So I think this is 20-ish rounds, if not like 1 round short of that. So I went from probably 15 rows at least on this last night, which is really good. It made me happy. I can knit on socks in the dark. I can knit on socks with my eyes closed. So this was not a big deal. And I'm happy I did it. And honestly, it might be what I do for the next couple nights just to get the foot done. So that I can get the gusset, heel turn, heel flap out of the way while he's out working. So yeah, that's that. That's the progress on that. And now we're caught up to today. It is currently 9:26 a.m. because your girl woke up early today. Because I have a lot I want to get done. My husband is still out working right now. I'm going to take advantage of that and work on his blanket when he's not here. But we also have something else we need to work on, which is not planned. I received an Etsy order yesterday. So we need to make some earrings. This doesn't take long. The crochet part is super easy. But make the earrings, make them into crochet, make them into earrings, package them, print the shipping label, get them dropped off. Don't know if we're gonna get them dropped off today or tomorrow, but we need to make them regardless. So on the to-do for today is some laundry, probably dishes, because it never ends, right? Making this earring order and working on blankets. I'm going to prioritize his blanket while he's not here because he has started to ask me now what I'm working on, and I let slip that this was a blanket for a family member, and now I can't work on his in front of him because he'll know he'll definitely know. I know I was avoiding it anyway, but like now he'll definitely know. So I need to get going on that. I think I have one column connected and 2 squares done on that one, so it's not too far behind either one of my other blanket projects, but I have all the yarn here to get that one done, so you know, we won't crank it up.